The new Eco3 Food Cycler is here. Let's check it out and see if it's a good fit for your household. Hey there, welcome back to the Compost Culture. I'm Hannah Rinaldi, and I'm here with a new review for you today. I have the FoodCycler Eco 3. I am all about low waste, high impact, and very honest reviews. So I'm super excited to share with you this new compact food recycler. If you're new to food recycling, this is a really great one to get started with. And if you've been in the game for a while, you're probably familiar with the Eco 3's big sister, the Eco 5. I'm going to go through some of the differences so that you can see which one's best for you. This is a really great compact food recycler that's really good for small households. So stick around and see what I think about my Eco 3 food cycler. Okay, the Eco 3 food cycler is here. This is really similar to the Eco 5 food cycler. We're going to take a look at the differences, similarities, see which one is going to work out for your family. I've been testing the Eco 3 in my kitchen for a few weeks now, so I'm going to go through what I love about it, things I might improve, and the differences between the Eco 3 and the Eco 5. And finally, I'm going to share with you the finished product. If you're new to electric food recyclers, here's the rundown. You can turn food scraps like veggie peels, eggshells, scraps from your plate, even small bones into dry, nutrient-rich soil amendment. It's really great. You don't have to worry about a worm bin. You don't have to worry about a smelly compost bin out back. It's really great for people who live in condos, apartments, maybe an HOA where you can't have a compost, or somewhere where you don't have residential compost pickup. Really easy, no mess. Before we go too much further, let's dive into what is a food recycler and what are the benefits of having a food recycler. Also, what's the difference between a food recycler and a composter? So these are not electric composters. I know for many years they were marketed, this type of machine was marketed as an electric composter, and they're not. It's a food recycler. It dries up your food and then it grinds it. And it reduces the volume by up to 90%. So it just makes it much more convenient for you to compost it later or to use it as a nutrient-rich soil amendment. I personally use my finished product in my yard because I have a yard. I live in an HOA, so I can't have a big compost pile. So this is a really great way for me to add nutrient-rich soil amendment to my yard without having a big compost pile. This is also really great if you're somebody who lives somewhere like New York City where composting is compulsory. This is really wonderful because even though you will have compost pickup, you might not have it as often as you would like, and it could be really smelly in your apartment or your condo or your house. So this is really great because there are no smells, especially if you're changing your charcoal filter. That's what I really love about it. You can still send this to a compost pickup. This might sound silly, but I personally use a compost pickup service. I use an electric composter. I have a worm bin, and I do have a compost tumbler, and I put different things into every single one of those compost systems. For example, for my compost pickup, I do more cooked foods, things I would not actually give to my worms or things I would put into my soil. But the really cool thing about this machine is you just need one. You don't have to use as many different compost systems as I do. So using this as an electric food recycler can definitely be a benefit to your house. All right, the first thing I want to go over is what you can and cannot put into your food cycler. So you can put veggie, food scraps, meat, fish, poultry and fish bones, coffee grinds, tea leaves, beans, seeds, legumes, eggs and eggshells, shellfish, small amounts of all of these. Do be careful with the hard pits, I know from experience. Cut these things up. I actually don't even really put the corn cobs in mine because it takes a really long time for them to break down. But definitely cut up your celery. That's one that we find gets kind of stuck around the motor, not motor, but the grinder. And then no cardboard, no oils and fats, no candy and gum, no to most compostable plastics, and no beef bones. So this is definitely something that's different than some of the other food recyclers on the market. Some of them are marketed for you to recycle compostable plastics. Please just keep your compostable plastics out of this one. While the Eco 5 works really well, the biggest complaint that FoodCycler had was that it's really big. It doesn't really fit on a cabinet very well, which I completely agree. When I used it, I would just keep this on the counter just like that. This is a lot easier to just keep on your counter. Doesn't take up as much space. Fits right in there. All right, let's compare the FoodCycler Eco 3 to the FoodCycler Eco 5. Now, the biggest difference is capacity. The Eco 5 has a 5-liter capacity. This is great for households of 4 to 6. The Eco 3 has a capacity of 3.5 liters. So this is really good for households of 3 or less. Other than capacity, it's just sleekness. As you can tell, this one just fits on a cabinet a little bit better, whereas this can be a little bulky and cumbersome. You have to open it up this way. Close it. For this one, there's no lid. We don't have to take it off like that. Just put it in. Of course, if you want, you don't have to even keep this on your countertop. It comes with a top just like this. And you can keep this on your countertop and then have this in your garage or somewhere else and just take this out for whenever you want to process your food waste. The Eco 3 uses about 0.9 kilowatts per cycle. The Eco 5 uses 1.5 kilowatts per cycle. To put this in comparison, the average dishwashing cycle takes about 1.5 to 1.8. So if you're doing your dishes in the dishwasher nightly, this is pretty comparable. My favorite thing about the Eco 3 is that it has the same patented vortex grinding technology that you can find in the Eco 5. It's really fascinating. You can look at some of my earlier videos of food recyclers compared to the Eco 5. The Eco 5 really does grind up that food waste really thin, really great. You're not going to find big chunks of food waste. So it's awesome to have that, that technology. So I'm going to take a closer look and show you. Okay, let's start with the Eco 3. You can see this powerful vortex grinding technology. All these different layers, they're all blades. You probably should not put your hand in it like I did. And it's exactly the same as the Eco 5. So that's pretty great. I want to show you how easy it is to change the charcoal. I love that it comes in a bag like this. So you don't have to toss out much waste. You do have this plastic, of course. Pull this. Pop this off. And have a little extra. Pop it back on. You do need to put it back in at a bit of an angle. And there you go. This is a little bit different than the Eco 5. You have this. Pops off. And you have the same charcoal. You can buy the charcoal on the FoodCycler website, and you just need to change it whenever it gets smelly, usually around every 3 to 6 months. Another difference is the cords. This one has like a little place for you to put it, tuck it away. As you can see, there's not a special place, but if you're transporting it, it's super easy just to put it in there if you need to. Box it away if you're moving, you're going somewhere, super easy. Another really cool thing about this is even if you did end up sending your food to a landfill after it's been recycled, the waste has gone down by 90%. So you're sending less of it to the landfill. I know personally, I get really paranoid about the amount of things that we're sending to a landfill. So at least if we're sending something that's already compacted, I think that's definitely a win. My food waste has been collected, and now it is time to put it to the test. Here it is in action, and just a few hours later, we have a finished product. Dry, odor-free, and ready to use in your yard. If you want more tips on electric food recyclers and low-waste living, head to the Compost Culture for all the details. You can also check the caption for current FoodCycler deals.